Hey everybody, my name is Peter. I'm here from Sigma. We are just finished the implementation of BeamNG into our motion system. I'm here sitting on the DK2 Plus, which is kind of the mid-range level of our systems. This is 2 inches of travel. We have the DK2, which has the smaller motors, a bit more peaky, not as much torque, but still a fantastic system. That's the DK2. This is the DK2 Plus, and we also have the DK6, which you've probably seen in other videos, or we have in other videos, and that's like 6 inches of travel. We're in this trophy truck, amazing model by BeamNG. And again, the purpose of this video is just kind of demonstrate how well BeamNG has done and how much of their hard efforts in making a very accurate physics representation of vehicle dynamics, how well that comes through in our motion. Obviously, there's stuff that we do as well with our algorithms to translate this information into things that happen very quickly in real life. But what we really like about BeamNG quite a lot is the level of detail of physics and the soft bodies and things like that they use. And you can find tons of videos about BeamNG that explain this better than I am. How well good data helps peripheral companies or companies like us provide good motion. So we have, again, a high frequency, 300 hertz, and we have really good body dynamics and a ton of telemetry. The first thing that stands out right away, if I can put this car neutral, is the engine vibration. And you'll notice that regardless of the car that we're in, the engine vibration is really good. So here, you feel the rumble. And even right there, as I'm accelerating, and this happens in iRacing as well with the trophy trucks, but as I'm hitting the throttle here, chassis is moving, both in the game and here as well. It's very subtle, you might not be able to see it on the video, but those little details are great. So let's hit a couple of bumps. We'll try different cars on the suspension track. We'll just focus on this, maybe end with like some kind of a fun race just so you can see how it all kind of adds up. But let's do some fast whoops right away. So right here, just rotate the view. Obviously, this is just for demonstration purposes. This view wouldn't race like this, but you can see how, even in this case, how fantastic that the physics engine here comes through the motion, and it's really kicking you around. Okay, let's flip this. And throttle response as well, just fantastic. Alright, let's go in something even more aggressive, I think. Again, very, very rapid. The more I slow down, the more I feel it. Right, because less of the suspension. You get more absorption of the suspension. You're not floating over the bumps. So again, let's try that. Let's try at higher speed, and we'll kind of hit it on an angle. You saw that probably stepped up on that little patch. And I felt that, but now that we're traveling, you can see the body staying still. And the suspension, tires, everything's at speed absorbing that so much better. Okay, let's try this one as well. Again, what I'm feeling is a and then as soon as I slow down, it's represented well. Great step up there, step down. No noticeable latency, obviously. So let's try this again at speed here, and then we'll slow that at the end. Okay, and then we'll slow it down. Just fantastic. All right. So that's the trophy truck. Fantastic vehicle. And we should also do a rock crawling session as well. just because they're rock crawling in here. It's just amazing how well it uses the full 2 inches of the DK2 Plus. But let's change vehicles on this map first. So let's go into something more subtle now. Something with thinner sidewalls, but not too thin. Actually, I think I know the perfect vehicle for that. A Moonhawk. Let's try something like this, like the Sport. Okay, so now a lot less suspension. Still pretty thick tire walls, as you can see. Grip all radial TAs. Rear wheel drive, and we have a differential, proper diff too. We're not spinning one tire. And again, even just hitting that, the motion's much rougher. Again, nothing we need to do with effects. Everything's just coming strictly from the game. Garbage in, garbage out model, so the opposite obviously works as well. And here too, even just the step out, just like in the truck, you know, we don't obviously have yaw here, but we have, as the vehicle is obviously sliding sideways, it is rolling a little bit. And if you can capture that, that's sometimes enough to move the chassis, let you know what's happening without having to start doing extreme yaw moments, which often fade out, especially if you're doing something like rally. Okay, so here's our cobblestone. Might be hard for you guys to see on video, but I'm feeling it. And then step on, step off, step on right there. Felt that. We can try the whoops, but I think this car is a little bit too big for that. Let's try. Oh no, it seems to be okay. Let's go to the side view. Oh, pretty rough. Okay, let's try a bit faster. The chassis is about just under 200 pounds. I'm about 255, and obviously this is not going to overheat the motors. We also put a big safety of margin on the motors, so they could do a lot more than it's stated, but we have to account for all kinds of different working conditions, hot, cold, uneven floor surfaces, unbalanced chassis, all that kind of stuff. So here too, boom, boom. So if I close my eyes, I can tell exactly which tire is hitting first. So back, front, back, front. Let's give a little bit of drift into the side here. Awesome. Even felt the wheel step off there, as I should. And I am trying to get the wheel to, let's see if I can get the wheel to brake. Even that step off was pretty hardcore. Felt that all. Oh, those tires are still good. Now there's a lot of videos of people crashing on BeamNG already, so we're not going to do that here. So if you came here to watch that, I'm going to be a bit disappointed. I'm just trying to break a wheel so I can show you all what happens if we do have damage to that vehicle. Again, it should come through. Let's try one of these here. That should do it. Oh, I'm just breaking the engine. Oh, I felt that. Little cobblestones. And again, as I slow down, the frequency goes down as it should, and then you just feel them a little bit more pronounced. Okay, so let's see if we can Okay, well now the axle's gone completely. Let's see what happens here. I'm not sure how this car is still driving. That's some crazy stance. Okay. Oh, and the rear suspension's broken, so that felt a lot harder up and down, and now it actually feels like I'm riding on the rail, and that's probably the case. These are pretty rough, pretty strong tires. Oh. Okay, I said I wasn't going to crash, but here I am crashing. So let's restart the car. Let's jump into something else now. Let's change pace and go into an electric car. Just because the faster one too. So not only don't you have any sound now, but the way, again, that the engine vibrations come through the haptic layer is really, really well done. That vibration, heavy vibration of a V8 of a cylinder piston engine pumping, that's all gone now, and what you have is a smooth acceleration, torque, very heavy car, it seems. So, oh, traction control is on. Let me remove that, and we'll just do a couple of acceleration and brake tests here. You can see how responsive it is. Obviously, we'll have to, for safety reasons, limit the G's that the platform can create, just so it doesn't fly off the floor or pose any adverse health effects. But again, just the way this electric car sounds in terms of the engine vibrations, just wonderful. It's almost like you can hear the motor wind up. So let's see if maybe here we can break the wheel. You saw the acceleration and brake test. Actually, before we do that, let's go over to the drag strip, just because it's a little bit more stickier. And so okay, I already see I damaged the rear wheel. Yeah, and the steering is a little bit off, so we'll reset it by the drag strip. But this surface is a little more tacky, so we should feel a lot more here. Control R to reset. Okay. Just check on that wheel. It should be reset. Yeah, it's fully round now. There's a little indentation in the back wheel before. And right away. So again, surface changed. The tires are not necessarily drag tires, but hopefully you can see that in the video. I am recording at 60 FPS. Hopefully you're watching in 60 FPS, 1080. No need for 4K here. But how responsive that is. Here too, I can almost feel the front tires load up, and then obviously as it releases, it goes back. Okay, so throttle, throttle, throttle. It's got so much traction that even a handbrake turn is more difficult. So let's try a crazier car here before we go into a rally car, which is probably my favorite car in this series. Let's do this crazy little drag car and see what happens. And definitely turn on the NOS. You have to have a front view when you turn on the NOS. That's so cute. Okay, so let's just get aligned. There you go, something like that. And again, right away I feel the whatever engine's in here, probably a straight six or some kind of a turbo engine. And if on the tacky surface like we are here on a drag strip, even just that little movement, you know, we're not going more than what, 11, 10 miles an hour, but that's being picked up. Okay, settles down. And then you feel the slam down. And everything translates properly as it should. Oh, So as we're accelerating, the engine is creating rotational forces, and that's twisting the chassis to the right. Torsion. And that drop there felt a little hard, and I think that's maybe why the engine's damaged. Probably not. Yeah, valve train damage, probably from the NOS. Okay, so that was pretty interesting. But the reason I say this is probably one of my favorite cars with motion, this one here, this FCV Vivace Rally, is hopefully you can see it again in the video. I'm kind of trying to explain what you will feel with our motion system, but the acceleration in the car is really well done, and so that not only do you have the pitch back when you accelerate, as you'll see, but the car also squats. You can almost feel the grip come in, and that's the heave layer. So again, with a 3-4 post setup, you get heave, which to us is very important. Even there, it's just so well done. And then as you just let go the throttle after acceleration, you feel that little bounce, right? So it's the clutch, and it's slowing down. You can almost feel that. Not almost, you can. And the acceleration is awesome. So you can feel race brakes. You can definitely feel not only the car squatting down, pushing back, but because we're not using any kind of shift effects, and a shift effect would be basically something like a quick jerk moment that you would have in a bank, a library bank, and then you would play it every time you shift, or every time the game shifts. So it's an effect-based trigger, if you will. We don't do any of that. Instead, we have pure signal, as little noise as possible. There's the clutch coming through as possible. So since the model's so well detailed, and we're getting signal at 300 hertz here, we could really pick up all those little fine details. So not only do we get the squat, but even the way the clutch is acting. That's all coming through the motion system. So we'll try another run here, and I'll explain the shifting effect. So if this was a shifting effect, what would happen is every time the car shifts, it would be as strong at 100 miles an hour as 5 or 10 miles an hour, because it's an effect that's just triggered and played. But because we're getting raw telemetry on for the shift effect, even that little rumble in the back, that was kind of weird, because we're getting a natural shift effect just from the natural chassis roll, you'll notice that the first few shifts are going to be pretty strong, but then as we reach speed, it's going to get more muted, as it should in a car, because you have momentum. So right there, awesome squat, pretty rough, not as much, and then kind of tapers down a bit. You still feel the kick. Uh-oh. Okay. Now let's try the same thing, but not on the drag strip. Let's try it here, actually. Okay, so we're starting the car, just because we rolled it. And now we don't have as much grip, so it should be even more muted at 4/5, 6. So again, lots of grip here, very rough, muted, and now it's like a regular shift. And we should be able to top this car out, no problem. Just awesome. One of the best shifting cars, for sure, with our motion system. Kind of brutal. Again, very sudden, and then the squat as the car gains traction. Okay. Thank you, race brakes. So let's just try one more vehicle here. Let's try something more normal, maybe. Normal in BeamNG. Okay. Let's try something very light. And again, we'll go into a view that kind of works for everybody, so you can see what's happening with the actual car and the chassis. Again, the vibration of the motor, how this one comes through, it just feels piddly, like it feels small, like under a liter. Probably 3-cylinder, I would guess. Can we have a peek inside? Yeah, well, whatever that is. Great roll, very soft. You can feel, not only see, but you can feel the suspension soft. And now I'm throttling it. As you can see, it's not as harsh as the rally car. And even that little low tone is probably in only 3,500 RPM. You pick that up. Okay. Okay, so let's try some bumps here. Something that doesn't destroy the car. Oh, felt that very well. You can see, you can feel which tire hit when. Whoever designed this thing must have had a lot of fun. Okay. I think it's probably air cooled. Okay, so let's try these bumps. And again, you can watch the synchronization of the bumps and the chassis. You can watch the screen in here, or you can match it with the overlaid footage we're going to have. Okay, so smaller track now, but it's traversing very well, matching everything on the screen. Okay. I don't think we damaged. Oh yeah, we damaged the suspension a little bit. Oh. And even the way it fell back, you can feel the if they even have suspension, the dampening and the rebound. I mean, it should, but so right now I want to go over to a rock crawl. Just because I found that the rock crawl in BeamNG is very well defined, as you'll see. So we'll get into a rock crawling scenario. We won't finish it, it takes too long, but it does this one in particular with this car. Again, you'll see how our dynamic scaling algorithm represents both the climb, the pitch, the engine, the environment, and the impacts so well. Again, at only 2 inches, right? So the DK2 and the DK2 Plus, 2 inches, obviously aptly named, and then DK6 is 6 inches. So let's load this up. Let's click M for map. Awesome map here of Johnson Valley. Let's go to our rock crawling. Where is it? Where's our... The crankshaft pass, we posted on our YouTube video. You can see that there. I think it's this one. Free mountain crawl. Yes. So quick travel over to that. Hit escape on the keyboard. Get started. We're going to change vehicles to this rock crawler. And I'll shut up for a little bit. Let the vehicle kind of speak for itself. The motion speak for itself. Again, I'll drive in this view versus the realistic view, which is probably this or that. But oh, again, the engine and just the initializations of, you can feel the chassis flex and just the raw torque of this motor. So our rear and front diffs are still disconnected. Even the way that rear wheel impacted there as we're climbing the hill. The front wheels smoothly traversed and the rear ones pitched in. It really felt that little dip there as the front and their front right and rear right wheel traverse into that little pit. So we're gonna be a little bit brave here. We're just gonna go off track. And it's, again, just awesome how it picks up the environment layer. And we are going slower, so we are getting more definition from the suspension. That little, those striations that you saw, those, oh. Just feeling everything here. Now 2 inches of travel, but I can still feel the uphill, downhill. And again, the more we're still in high, we haven't gone to low mode. Still have enough torque here. And as we come over the top, there's a little bit of a indication here too, a little bit of a dip as we're going down the hill. Everything's coming through. So somewhere over there, where the blue lines is where we gotta go, but they always disappear on me the closer I get. So here are the ruts. You can feel the rear end jump off the hill there. Going too low here. And obviously, all motion systems have their limits, hence why it's a simulation. But it's really, oh, the rear wheel there, the execution, the algorithms, if you will, along with the electrical and mechanical, their integration that picks up all these little definitions here. There's a large obstacle in the way. And just, oh, again, felt the rear wheels hit that a lot harder than the front. The motor is in the back of this vehicle. Now here we're gonna go follow this path. And it's so soft that suspension's just got nicely absorbed as it fell down. Oh, and we're kind of at the tail end here. So let's go. That's the out of bounds. That's where we gotta go. So, oh, definitely felt that. So the front diff hit that rock. And what BeamNG did here with the environment is just awesome. We're not running a super crazy graphics card either. We're about 60 FPS. We have an old blower card in here, 2080 Super, inside a 1U chassis. Had this system for years, and it's rendering pretty well. Also recording an OBS session. So we're in low here. Oh, definitely felt that. And it felt that. Oh, oh, oh. So a lot of people say, what happens when you roll? Well, that's what happens when you roll. That's not going anywhere. We're at 20% pitch. Okay. Jump up here. Oh. Yeah, we're done for here. We're at 60% roll almost. Well, I guess let's try this way. And you can see the suspension is absorbing so much of this. It's 2 checkpoints, huh? Oh, we found a trail. Somehow we're back on the trail. Okay, I'm doing this a lot. Oh, really beats you up. There's up. Oh. Okay, let's see where our checkpoint is, because usually here it disappears. I guess it's... Well, let's go a little bit further. Let's see if we can follow this. I didn't even know there was a trail here. There's a marker on the rock there. Painted marker right there by the right rear wheel. And you know, a lot of the times when I demonstrate this, I'm like, let me just show you how good this is. And okay, this is probably where we want our lockers. Interesting how we got stuck on that. That's pretty crazy here. I don't believe this is a trail, but hard to tell now. Yeah, okay. So we're going somewhere. Oh, now we're stuck. Okay. Beached it a little bit. Which way do we go here? Let's try going right. Again, the amount of jarring impacts that you get, you feel the wheel fall into. Oh. Let's see how far we can go here. And then after this, we'll do one more. Let's just follow the trail, because who knows where that's going. Now, where is this trail? Let's put the lockers off so we can turn. Oh, so there's a trail here. There's an arrow. Okay, lockers back on. Okay, broken shaft. It's about time. Oh. Okay, this is not going to end well. Well, just ended here, but hopefully that was a pretty good demonstration. So for our last stint, we're going to go to Hirochi Raceway, and we're going to do this fun little bash 'em up race, and we'll end it after this. Again, one of the wonderful things with BeamNG is every car you get into, the engine's just a little bit different. Open exhaust, closed exhaust. So this is our default car. This is the race, derby race. So we're going to do a little start. Again here, see what happens when I hit other cars. Take the leaps and the jumps. This car is also very soft, very thin tires, so tons of understeer. Done this like 4 or 5 times already. Again, tons of fun. Nice little fuel cell there. We'll stay on the outside view just so it's easy for you guys to kind of see what's happening. I'll go into chase cam. So there I felt that impact. These guys seem to be stuck together. I'll unlock them. And still something with BeamNG, you notice that you can get stuck. Very undampened suspension. Oh, almost got stuck there with him. And the engine sound. Great force feedback there as I landed. The engine sound is as bad sounding as it is feeling. It sounds so groggy and kind of like a coffee grinder. And then land these jumps is actually important. Oh, so you can see, felt that impact. Felt him tear away my bumper there. AI is not too aggressive. It's really focused on keeping a line. And again, so soft. The inclination layer is what keeps the angle of chassis here if you were to boost it up. So I felt that little bump there. And you do want speed here. Let's give this guy a little up tap. It's an easy race to win, so we're not going to go for the win. We're going to just try to demonstrate the motion. Okay, we're at a point now where we should be crossing each other's paths. Oh, it's going to really it's just gentle enough with somebody's wheel right there that you can really feel the unsprung suspension. So we're probably going to win here. Let's rotate around, something screeching our way. And thank you for the love tap over the finish line. Yeah, so here we are in bullet mode right now. So it's playing in bullet mode. This is where the chassis is still moving. And here comes an impact. Right there. And then you can slowly see even the motion systems in bullet time mode. But anyway, so thanks for watching. I don't know if this was helpful or not. Leave your comments below if you like. Just wanted to show our latest integration and how well it works with our DK2 Plus system. Again, there's a video ready of crankshaft pass with the DK6. Very, very difficult scenario with the motion system you really get a lot of the surface details and stuff like that, at least as much as you can from such an extreme driving experience. But thank you everybody for watching, and that's it. Have a good one.